What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another video, and we are here sitting in the Bellagio Sportsbook, and we're getting a little session in midday. It's right now it's a Tuesday afternoon, and we just got called in for the 1-3 game, so we're gonna play that. We got some friendly faces here, playing with my buddy Alex Wolfgang Poker, who also took the trip to Vegas, so we'll mix it up with them. We're actually on the same table, and it'll be a good time. So we'll see how this 1-3 table goes. We might play the 2-5 if we get called, but just enjoy this view of the sportsbook, and we're gonna hop into the action, play for a little bit, probably play for a few hours, try to mix things up, but hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, if you want to follow along for future trips, because obviously when I post it, I'll be out of Vegas, follow me on Instagram, and maybe I'll run into you guys. But let's hop into the action. Let's try to splash around, or maybe win, because so far this trip has been going pretty well, and see how it goes. Let's get into it. Hop right into the 1-3 with a $300 max, and this first hand with ace king in the cutoff, there's an undergun open to $15. He's really short stacked with $40 behind. The +1 makes the call, and now action folds to me. Mandatory 3-bet spots, and we're just going to size up to a normal amount to $60, pretty much expecting to get it all in against the under the gun player. But when it folds to the under the gun, he folds, which is weird. And now +1 thinks for a while and actually makes the call with about $140 behind. So we are going to a flop with an SPR of 1-1. We're pretty much just going to rip it all in, I guess. Flop comes queen, queen, deuce. And when he checks to us, good flop for us. We're just going to apply maximum pressure here and get folds from his nothing holdings or small to medium pocket pairs. I rip it all in and he folds pretty quickly, so we take down the first pot of the day. Guys, it is time to celebrate. My favorite mobile game of all time is turning 2 years old this month, Raid Shadow Legends. This is the turn-based dark fantasy RPG game that you need in your life. Raid mixes in features of PvE and PvP modes that can be played on PC and mobile devices. My favorite champion to use is Kale. His Dark Bolt and Acid Rain attacks do a ton of damage on opponents, and the graphics are amazing on my phone. The fastest way I've been able to level up his abilities is farming through the campaign. You're able to grind XP and get loads of silver and artifacts all at the same time. This month is Raid's 2-year anniversary, and the schedule is absolutely packed with amazing events. They've got 6 straight weeks of anniversary events and tournaments running from March 1st all the way through the middle of April. All of them with insane prizes to win. They're even launching their first ever clan vs clan tournament to give players a chance to compete directly against another clan to see who comes out on top. And if that's not enough, they're also releasing the first champion in the badass looking Shadowkin faction, which I can't wait to see. Definitely gonna try to get my hands on that. Raid is huge already with 1 million players daily, and their whole anniversary event makes it an awesome time to join the Raid community. So don't wait around. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get your free epic champion, Jotun, who looks badass and is great for challenges. 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and 3 ancient shards so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. This bonus starter pack has more value than facing an all-in with aces pre-flop. All the treasures will be there waiting for you right here, and it's that easy to get started. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code and I'll see you in game. Thank you, Raid Shadow Legends, for sponsoring this video, and let's get right on to today's video. Second, we've got pocket nines in +1. Under the gun opens 12. This is an older gentleman who I've seen limp 3-bet with aces here, so I'm going to be on the cautious side here and just make the call, assuming that the under the gun player is going to have a narrow opening range. So I call, and the big blind calls. This is Alex Wolfgang. He makes the call here. 3 ways to a flop, which comes queen, queen, 4, 2 clubs. Once the flop comes, this under the gun player has like a knee-jerk reaction, like he's surprised that this flop came out. And then action onto him, he c-bets $20. Here, it's usually like a slam dunk spot to make the call here, but I think sometimes I can just exploitatively fold given this information and read. Him just like knee-jerking his neck and head, I'm not sure what this means, but I'm going to make the fold here after thinking for a while. Big blind, Wolfgang fold as well, and we ship the pot to the under the gun player. Hand following that, picking up king jack off in +1. Under the gun limps, and this is the same fairly tight player, so we're going to be cautious once again. I raise it up to $15 though, and action folds around. Under the gun limper makes the call. Let's go to a flop. Flop is king 7 deuce 2 clubs. Here, when he checks to me, I throw out a c-bet with top pair to $20. He now check raises to 55. I don't know, man. Really small sizing, and our hand is really annoying given our kicker. So with top pair, kicker's very medium strength. It's good enough definitely to defend and make the call here, but not really having too much of a plan on later streets. I don't know. I call and see a turn. The turn is the Queen of Hearts. He fires out $100, and this really isn't the turn that we kind of wanted to see, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what he can be holding. It does eliminate some combinations of King Queen, which is pretty good for us, but I don't really want to continue. I don't know. I just fold as I get called for the 2-5 game, so we let that one go, and we were in the game for $300. We played for 43 minutes of 1-3, and we were out of the game for $301. That sweet, sweet profit of that $1. Let's move on to 2-5. Getting moved on to the 2-5 now, sitting with 500 in stack. We've got Queen 10 of spades in +1, and action folds to me. Easy open at $20. We raise it up, and only the big blind makes the call, so heads up to a flop. Flop is Queen 5-3, 2 diamonds. He checks, and with top pair, obviously we're going to c-bets, so I just sized to $20. Now we face another weird spot as the big blind elects on a check raise to 70. I don't know how I keep finding myself in these situations in back-to-back hands facing a check raise with top pair on a fairly unconnected board. I tank, and I don't know, I think I'm just getting a little frustrated and annoyed, but I'd elected on a fold. A little bit nitty here, but once again, I don't really have much of a plan for post-flop, and we do have some kicker issues. I just believe him, we let it go, and really annoying, but we're moving on. Next, we've got 5-7 of diamonds on the button. There's an early position limper, and this player, the hand right before, just showed down limping out 9-4 of spades, so we know he can limp very wide. Action folds to me, and I'm on the button, so we're in position, trying to target this player. I raise it up to $25, looking to isolate, and action folds around. The limper does make the call, so we did isolate this one, going heads up to a flop, which is King 10-4, 2 spades. He checks to us, and on a king high board, we're gonna c-bet this one. I'm gonna size up to $25, and he doesn't think too long before making the call. So sitting with 7 high, the turn comes the Ace of Hearts. Really great card for us, and when he checks again, we're gonna have to continue barreling and fire out another bet. We've got 7 high in a dream, so I throw out $75, and really, really quickly, he makes the call. So quick calls usually doesn't mean that he has a super strong hand. Definitely means he has a decision of either folding or calling, and doesn't have a strong enough hand to raise. Anyways, the river comes the 6 of clubs. Once again, we've got absolutely nothing with 7 high. We've bet flop and turn. For a third time, he checks to me, and my range should really consist of a lot stronger hands on this board than him limping with 9-4 of spades. So when he checks, I rip it all in. A really big overbet of around $320 total. He snap calls with ace-queen offsuits. We've got a wild maniac image when I show my 7 high. This was a huge punt, and really not the start that we were looking for on this 2-5 table 15 minutes into the session, but kudos to him, and yeah, we're gonna have to try to battle back, I guess. Alright, our image is crazy. After ripping it all in with 7 high, picking up aces on the cutoff, this is what we're looking for. There are 2 limpers to me, and we're definitely going to size up. We raise it up to $30, and not how things are supposed to go, as each player folds one by one. We scoop up the limpers' money, we scoop up the blinds. This isn't supposed to happen here. Next hand, pocket 10s on the button. In early position, our buddy Brad opens it up to $15. With the pair, definitely a good candidate to 3-bet, so we size to 45. Folds around to Brad, and he calls. Going to a flop, which comes ace 10-4, all clubs. He checks, and on this dynamic and wet of a board, with middle set, really strong hand, we throw out a bet of $75 and size up, but he folds really quickly after that, so once again, not getting paid with our value hands. In this next spot, we've got ace-queen off in the hijack. The player to my right limps, and action onto me, we raise it up to $25, pretty standard. Next now, the button rips it all in for $95 total. Action folds back to me, and for only $95, we're just never really folding here. So we toss in the call, and we're going to a runout. The player shows pocket 8s, and the board is not good for us, and we double up another player, just really losing almost every other hand playing right now. All right, so we've lost all the bigger hands we've played, and this one is interesting with Jack 10 of clubs in the small blind. There's an ungun player who limps. He's only got $200 in his stack. Now the hijack raises the 25. This is my buddy Brad, who plays really solidly. And now we're out of position. I think that if the ungun player didn't limp here, I think I'm 3-betting this all the time out of position. But I don't want to bloat up the pot out of position. And I definitely want to get this ungun player in because he's done some crazy stuff. So I flat to entice the ungun player to call, and he does call. So we're going 3 ways out of position. Flop is Jack 5-6 rainbow. I check here in this spot with top pair. The ungun player donks out $20. Brad in the hijack makes the call. And now onto me. And this board, I really don't know what's going on here. I think if I have a hand like King Jack or Ace Jack, I think raising here is very, very valid. But now with a 10 kicker, seems too weak to raise out of position. I'm not sure, but I toss in $20 for a call. It's a really small bet, and we're going to a turn. The turn is the Queen of Hearts. Not great, as it is a card over our pair. I check. The ungun player continues his story of a strong hand and bets out $100. Hijack folds really quickly. Now back to me. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure how many bluffs this player is going to have, and I'm not sure how many combinations of hands we even beat. Sometimes I guess he's bluffing with an 8-7 like holding. I'm not entirely sure, but with a pair, very marginal spots, I think he can go either way with a jam or fold, considering how short he is. But I elected on a fold. Seemed like jamming is a little bit of an overplay at the time, but if we were ahead, I guess kudos to him for the bluff. This next hand's a fun one, as the table agrees to a round of straddles. So in this hand, playing 2-5-10, we pick up 10-7 of clubs on the big blind. Action folds around to the button who limps for $10. Small blind folds in onto me. I'm definitely going to just apply pressure on his entire button limping range. So I raise it up to $40. Ungun player gets out of the way, and the button calls. Let's go to a flop, which comes 10-9-4, 2 clubs. If there was a time to get all the money in, this is going to be a good one with top pair, club draw, and backdoor straight draws. I c-bet $55 on a dream flop of ours, and he thinks and makes the call. The turn comes a 4. It's a decent card, as we do chop against hands like 10-8, but that's really it. Anyways, we definitely need to throw out a bet, and I size up to $75, as I think any larger sizing is going to push out all 9x holdings, and obviously holding a 10, we are dominated by any higher 10 with a kicker. But when I throw out the 75, he snap calls, which is really interesting. I guess we're going to see what develops on the river. The river is the 6 of diamonds. Not a whole lot changes here. Really unfortunate that we didn't get there with a club draw. So don't think we can get 3 streets of value with a marginal 10. I check, and he shows us Queen 9 of spades. So a pair of 9s is no good. Our 10-7 is going to take it down, and we finally win a pot of significance today.
Middle winner, your pick is out for 20-40 minute hold down. Ronnie, 20-40 minute hold down.
Wrapping up today's session from the Bellagio. It's nighttime, and here's my buddy Brad. We flopped 2 sets against you. Won the minimum. Alex, here we go. Always vlogception with his phone. Let's go. Yeah, we played like 4 hours, 3.5 hours of the 2-5 Bellagio, and oh, the waters are going up. It was not a great game, but somehow we ended up doing decent. We were in the game for 1,200 after that $500 punt, and then we were out of the game for 827. So a little bit of an L, but clawed back a little bit. As long as we were over -500, under -500, then I don't know, I guess we made some money, because that's kind of a win, because, well, vlogception, here we go. Kind of a win because we just really gave it away with that 7 high, but that's gonna happen. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. We're gonna run into our buddy Boski here, so get food with him and play at the South Point. So be on the lookout for the next video. It'll be a fun one playing at the South Point. And yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.